Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1061, and today's topic is from where earth got its water. What is the source and origin of water on the earth? Is a big question, and the reason is that only after water the life started. First it was a red planet, that is earth. Later on it became blue planet. Once we call blue planet means ocean life started, and red planet means it was like a burning fire. It's hot. Everything was in gaseous form around the earth, and earth was formed as per the scientists' research and finding on the basis of carbon dating of the rocks, that it is 4.5 billion year old. Before that it was Big Bang. In the space they were all in gaseous form, and they were colliding, and after the collision one part became earth, and again lot of other asteroids, some other charged heavy particles in the space. They were having lot of collision with each other, and in that again the moon formation was there. So moon is actually, according to scientists' research, is the part of earth, and what they are claiming that where we are having Atlantic Ocean, that is what space of that ocean is. That is actually the space for moon. It was just split out from the earth because of collision of asteroid and comet. Then the question comes, first thing, that how the water came. The research indicates that these asteroids and comet, they are the object of water molecules, and they were colliding, and slowly what happened, earth started cooling down, and once it started cooling down, these gaseous particles, they were all in the form of gas, they also started cooling down. So with that temperature, the most favorable temperature of cooling first came to water. So water vapors, they started to condense in the form of liquid water from gaseous form. And this earth is, let me show you just in a simple way. Upper layer is called, that is your crust, and then after crust there is mantle, and after mantle there is core, and in that core, in the center, this is outer core, and this is your inner core. So this outer and inner core is still, this portion is outer one, it is fluid. In some books they give that this outer core is a liquid, but actually it is the molten state of iron plus nickel. And this inner one, inner core, is still solid. And this molten state of this nickel and iron, they are in continuous movement. And that movement of iron is creating electromagnetic field is because of the iron particles which are in molten state, liquid state, fluid state, and it is working just like dynamo. Dynamo means where two fields are there with coil, it is coil, and in between there is movement. So this one is working like a dynamo, and with that dynamo and movement, it is electric field is generated, and that electric field is in the form of electromagnetic field. So here your crust is radius of this crust is 40 kilometer, and after that radius that is 40 kilometer, then it comes mantle, and mantle is having around 2,900 kilometer, and also it has, I can say, up to 70%, 68% of earth mass. It is in kg 2.04 multiplied by 10 to power 24 kg, and then this is core, and the core is 1,200 kilometer. Its radius means it is just 70% radius of moon. That is actually rough structure of earth. Why I am giving this explanation? Because I am not teaching geology. It is a chemistry, and my topic is very interesting topic, that is water. How we are having this water, and why water is not escaping. It is only because of electromagnetic field of earth, and that electromagnetic field we are getting from the movement of iron, molten iron, in that inner core, outer core, that is in core of the earth, is working like a dynamo, and north and south, South Atlantic and North Pole, they are shown like this. That is your north and south, and this magnetic field is generated, and that magnetic field is protecting everything on the earth, also water. If there would have not been this magnetic field on this earth of this intensity, water would have escaped. Why we are not having water in the liquid form on moon? It might be in the form of rock, in the form of some traces in silicon silicate, that is zit or SiO4, which is very common in mantle. Mantle is made up of fully dense rocky material, silicate material. Your crust is actually the place where ocean is there, life is there, plant is there, but this one is mostly mantle is silicates. If I say silicate, means different type of elements are combining with silicon element. So mantle is like that, and here the inner core is creating the magnetic field, and that magnetic field is having that gravitational pull. With that gravitational pull, the water is staying on this earth, and still we have lost 25% of water in the space during the process of formation of magnetic field of the earth some 3 billion years ago. If it would have been formed immediately around 5 or 4 billion years ago, we would have got some more 25% water. But anyway, this much water is enough for us to sustain at 25 degrees centigrade temperature. That I will tell you later on. And here we are saying that still earth is cooling. So what is happening? This crust and mantle, these two layers, there is cooling here, then it is warm. So cool and warm, and these different type of layers are colliding between crust and mantle, and that is giving you plate, and that is called tectonic plate. Tectonic plate formation is there because of the two layer of earth, that is crust and mantle. Mantle is very hot, it is upper surface is low, so there is interaction between hot and cold layer, and that warm and hot, that interaction is colliding, and with that even the volcanic eruption is coming, with that even earthquake is coming because of tectonic plate formation, only because of these two crust and mantle of the earth. That is about that. Now, for this water to retain here is gravitational force, then again cosmic, ultraviolet, lot of charged particles which are produced from sun. We are protected because of this magnetic field of our atmosphere, which is not allowing lot of particles to enter, charged particles, and even the ultraviolet wave and high energy wave of the sun which is produced is again filtered out and pushed out because of the earth gravitational force, earth magnetic force. So this magnetic force of the earth, magnetic field of the earth is having multi-purpose, and because of that we have water, and once we have water in liquid form, our survival is there. We living beings are surviving. So these are all very, very important factors. Now I will come to the chemistry of water. When I am saying water means it is H2O, means it is having two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, and they are combined into 2:1 ratio, and this water is liquid at 25 to 90 degrees centigrade. It will be in the liquid state, especially at room temperature 25. Then if you increase the temperature at 100 degrees centigrade, it will be gaseous form. And the same water, once you reduce the temperature to 0 degrees centigrade, then it is solid, and that is called ice. So the state of water is changing with temperature. At 25 degrees centigrade of mercury level, it is liquid. Even up to 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, the more temperature was increasing, the evaporation slowly will start. It will be changing from its liquid state to vapor gaseous state. And if the temperature of the water is decreasing, the cooling effect will be there, and after that it will become solid. My question is, what is the reason that water is liquid at room temperature 25 degree or 30 degrees centigrade? If water would have not been liquid, in liquid form, if ocean would have not been formed, there would have not been any life, there would have not been any plant, any farming, any agriculture, nothing. It would have been this rocky earth, rocky planet of solar system. And this solar system also came, and atmosphere was developed here, around the sun. The closest planet is Mercury. After Mercury, there is Venus. After that, there is Earth. After Earth, there is Mars. After Mars, there is Jupiter. So those which are Mercury and Venus, which are close to Sun, they don't have all these water particles, and they are all still gaseous form, everything. Because that high temperature will not allow to condense. But after that condensation, some are in rocky form like in mantle, where the temperature is very high, and they are all silicates. Water is in liquid form. Only one reason, that it is having hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding means H, O, H. Again there is broken line. This broken line is called hydrogen bond. And the presence of this hydrogen bond in long chain of water is making water liquid at room temperature. If there would have not been hydrogen bonding, water would have been solid like stone or like any solid material, wood, like that. And then we would have not been there. And what is hydrogen bonding? It is the bonding between the two most electropositive and electronegative elements. That is called hydrogen bonding. Oxygen and hydrogen is there. This is your oxygen, this is your hydrogen. So there is bonding between oxygen and hydrogen. That's why its broken line is given. And this is your hydrogen bonding. So because of the presence of hydrogen bonding, water is in liquid form. And once water is in liquid form at room temperature, lot of aquatic animals are there, marine animals are there, human beings are there, plant is growing. And we are all staying on this planet, including water, because the heading is from where the earth got water. Earth got water from space, from gaseous form, condensation, because of the magnetic field. And how we got the magnetic field? I have already told you that it is because of the movement, continuous movement, just like dynamo. It is creating charge, current, and that is producing magnetic field. But one thing is noticed recently, that towards that is Atlantic South Pole, the magnetic field of the earth is towards reduction, is slowly reducing, and also slowly it is getting more and more solidification is there. So once it will become solid, that will determine the, I can say, the death of the earth. Because once it will lose its magnetic field, slowly, maybe in billions of years, but of course after every 1 million years, it is changing its magnetic field. After every 1 or 5 million years, something like that. And now the research is showing, because they could not reach to the inner core, we don't have exact data, but we are getting all the statistical scientific data that earth is losing its magnetic field slowly, and the area of the solid inner core, which is in the solid state, it is gaining more solid weight, means your outer core liquid is becoming slowly solid. That is the reason, that's why once the iron is becoming solid, slowly it is losing its magnetic field, because that movement of dynamo type of circulatory movement is reducing day by day. So I have given the same thing in writing about the core and mantle and crust. So number 1, core. Inner and outer core. Once I say core, means it is having inner and outer core. I have already explained all these things by showing in diagram. Earth is having 1220 kilometer radius. That is, I mean, the core, about 20% of the earth, and it is 70% of the moon, if we are calculating in that term. So far there is no sample of earth's inner core accessible for its measurement. Entire earth core is made of nickel and iron. At high temperature, mostly they combine together and they are in the form of nickel and iron alloy. Crust is the outermost shell of the earth, having 40 kilometer depth. It is just 1% of earth's mass, contain life, water and minerals. Mantle is mainly silicates of different elements like zircon silicate, that is ZrSiO4, and this zircon silicate is widely used nowadays in powder form. This was actually zircon silicate, what we call it gaseous form. It was in the form of dust storm, like when the solar system was forming. That is actually zircon silicate, and now zircon silicate on this earth is used for ceramic and very good cement production. It has heavy mass of 4.01 into 10 to the power 24 kilogram. Just 10 and then put 24, then means trillion is up to 12, and after 12 then trillion another 12. So 1000 trillion, whatever it is. It is 67% of earth mass. It has thickness of 2900 kilometer. Number 2, earth got its water from water rich objects, and these water rich objects are comet and asteroids. Formation of solar system. How solar system was formed? Our solar system was formed about 4.5 billion years ago, when that a red planet, when it was red hot, when it started becoming blue. Before that, the solar system was formed. That was 4.5 billion years ago, and it was dense cloud of the gases and dust. If I say dust, means mainly they were zircon silicate, that is ZrSiO4, and dust, and the cloud collapsed due to the shock wave from nearby exploding stars. This is the theory, scientific theory, that exploded stars, their wave, and that was responsible of collapse of that is shock wave of nearby exploding stars, and that is called supernova. So because of the supernova, there was formation of solar system. Number 3, outer core of earth is generating magnetic field because it is in fluid state and it is working just like dynamo, moving, slow movement of the iron, and that movement circulating of the iron is working just like dynamo. It is generating electric field, and that electric field is converted into form of magnetic field. So in continuation, number 4, the magnetic field of earth is generated by the motion of molten iron in earth's core, and that is outer core. The magnetic field of earth protects water. I have already given you in detail the explanation how it is working like a dynamo, producing magnetic field. Water, it protects water. That's why water is still remaining on the earth because of magnetic field, and it is liquid at room temperature 25, 30, 40 degrees centigrade because of hydrogen bonding. That's why life is there, plant is there. And water, it protects our planet from cosmic radiations from sun, charged particles emitted from the sun. It also provides the basis for navigation with compass, north and south, protection from solar objects. Earth started cooling roughly 4 billion years ago when it was red planet, and from red planet it became blue planet, that is with water and life. Number 5, tectonic plates. Tectonic plate formation, lot of theories, lot of calculation is there, observation is there, but it is just like it is part of earth inside what is happening, mantle and the crust is just like egg. Chicken is the product of egg, but once you see the chicken, are you having any shape by multiple direction? If you watch and look the chicken, will it be having any resemblance or like egg? No. But chicken is the product of egg, but chicken doesn't look like egg. But you cannot deny it. If anybody asks from where the chicken came, you will say out of egg. But if you look at chicken, you will not get in traces the shape of the chicken or anything like chicken. By thousands of any scale, if you measurement is there, no. But everybody knows that definitely chicken is the product of egg. The same is tectonic plate. Tectonic plate is the product of earth. And it is the product of, because of the warm portion of the mantle and cold portion of the earth, how they are colliding. With that, one layer is formed that is called plate, and that plate is called tectonic plate. The earth crust were pulled down into the warmer upper mantle, damaging and weakening of the surrounding crust. So this mantle, which is warm, it is damaging the upper surface of the crust. And if I say upper surface, doesn't mean that on top, no. The crust is having 40 kilometer depth. So within inside that, with that warm and cold collision is forming the plate and the weakening of the surrounding crust. This process happened again and again until weak area is found, and that weak area is called plate boundaries, and that plate boundaries is called Earth's tectonic plates. Luckily, Nigeria is not under that tectonic plate, because here the crust, whatever is there, and the warm portion of the mantle is not having any collision. So there is no chance of formation of that is tectonic plate. That's why earthquake, volcanic eruption is not possible. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.